With a double overtime loss to SIUE. So they're 4-5. Golden Eagles 4-4. Our officials tonight are Todd Austin, John Campbell, and J.P. Prim. Tigers have it first, home and white, and off we go here in Nashville. Number one scoring offense in the OVC, the Tigers, and Josh Ogundelli going up against David Craig in a matchup of 7-footers. And Craig commits a foul. Craig not normally a starter, but again, both of these teams having to adjust their lineups at different times this year. So Craig gets a chance to be out there at the very beginning tonight. And both teams, I think, kind of feel like Craig and Ogundelli match up against each other. And so there might be a little bit of a cat and mouse tonight. If one goes out, the other might go out. Another one comes back in. The other may come back in, just because 7-footers oftentimes are a tough matchup.
Absolutely. You got to match size with size. Otherwise, you're giving up a pretty incredible advantage, particularly on the backboards. And so hopefully these guys are ready for a lot of action tonight.
And the starting lineup presented by ServPro, the official restoration services partner of the OVC. You got Craig in there. Rodney Johnson Jr. possible to play tonight, but he's been dealing with a shoulder injury, and they're still without Makai Cameron, who's got all league potential. So the Golden Eagles again tonight down 2 starters as they missed their first look of the night from Jalen Johnson. And here's Tennessee State going right back into Josh Ogundelli. Banging with the 7-2 David Craig. Ogundelli around him and scores.
As he walks back down the court, giving a little too small symbol.
7-2 David Craig from Johannesburg, South Africa, and 7-footer Josh Ogundelli from London. Fun matchup inside tonight for those two. And Ogundelli's importance takes on an extra meaning as Craig goes up, lost it, and it went in, and it will count, and a foul. And there's a smile again from Craig.
Battle of the bigs. I guess he's saying, who's too small, big fella? We're both the same size.
Watch this. Loses it, but it goes in. I meant to do that.
Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good.
And David Craig misses the and one opportunity. 4 of 8 at the stripe this year for a guy who only averages about 4 minutes a game. John Pelfrey thought tonight with Ogundelli it might be a chance for Craig to see more minutes. Ends up starting tonight. There's a response. Aaron Nkrumah gets his first basket of the night. He had 9 points the other night against Tennessee Martin. 4-2 Tigers. Daniel Ekunwe gives it up. Inside it's Kyle Layton. Out to Jalen Johnson. Airballs the 3.
Well, both teams want to be able to get the ball up and down the floor pretty quickly. And playing with bigs usually requires you to slow the game down at least a little bit. So it'll be interesting to see how they adjust to having these 2 bigs on the floor.
Here's a 3 from the wing. That's good for Brandon Weston, and a hot start for a guy coming off back-to-back 20-point games.
He's very capable of going off at any point in time. So Tennessee Tech better get his water cut off. Otherwise, it's gonna flow all night.
Average is just shy of 17 per game. Now Layton. He's had an increased role with some of the injuries they've had to deal with. That was the case last year, too, for Kyle Layton. Goes into Craig with a second to shoot. The rebound gets tapped out, and new life for the Eagles. Matthew Sells, dangerous from downtown. One of the best shooters in the conference, but that 3 was off the mark.
One of the best times to shoot threes is after an offensive rebound, because the defense is kind of spread out and sporadic in that regard. And so he's going to be locked and loaded looking for his opportunities when they come.
Ogundelli right to the chest of Craig, and then Craig gets the rebound off the miss.
Well, that's what you have to do. The way that you attack size is you go right at their chest. You close up that space, and then you go up. So it's good to see the bigs and they're challenging each other.
Golden Eagles turn it over, and we will get a couple of subs. Now Craig is going to leave on the Golden Eagles side. So is Ogundelli on the Tigers side. Justus Jackson comes in, and Amir Langley is back in a ball game for the Tigers for the first time since mid-December against Western Kentucky. after missing 7 games with a rib injury. He practiced the last couple days. Penny Collins thought there was a good chance Langley could get some minutes. 25 in white is back in for the Tigers for the first time in a while. John Pelfrey looking on, doesn't love the foul call. But on a night where Ronald Jessamy has a re-aggravated back and may not see the floor for the Tigers, they get Amir Langley back in there. And there's Langley with a rebound. And he was averaging close to a double-double earlier in the year, and Justus Jackson makes the most of a second chance.
Another three-point basket after an offensive rebound. I'm telling you, as that ball goes up, they're looking to grab those rebounds, kick it out for the open shot.
Boy, if you're a Tigers follower, you love seeing Amir Langley in there working on the glass. And there's Jackson, who has been coming on strong as the years progressed, nailing the 3, and a 10-2 start for Tennessee State.
Every coach who's playing against the Tigers talks about the importance of taking care of the backboards. This is a Tiger team that really goes after offensive rebounds at a high level, and it's really what keeps them in games and gives them a chance whenever you're creating second chances like that.
Knute Wood checks in for the Tigers. He had the heroic late game 3 the other night in overtime against Tennessee Martin. And the free throw is good for Jalen Johnson. He is 80% at the stripe on the year. And that breaks the Tigers run. It's 10-4. Here's Wood. He had 15 points, all on threes the other night. A wing for Weston off the mark, and the rebound to Jalen Johnson.
Weston knew he had a size advantage there, and so he tried to just lull the defense to sleep and then put it up.
Wood with a kick out. Langley to Weston. Banging inside. Weston, tough shot, got blocked, and then a foul is called. He was not going to achieve his lifelong dream of playing college basketball, so he said, I'd like to feel like I'm in a college basketball game. Would you wear Jordans? And, of course, John said, no doubt. Absolutely. And it brings attention to the Coaches versus Cancer initiative and just raising awareness for a very special individual in Cohen Brown. So that's why John Pelfrey's got the Jordans going every single game and has now for a couple of seasons. Very cool.
And he looks good in them. Gotta love it.
And Penny Collins says the blue Chucks going tonight. Good shoe game on both sides here tonight.
A little drip in the house.
11-4. Golden Eagles could have used that one. They're a very good three-point shooting team, especially when it comes in rhythm. They want their ball to go in and then back out. They don't want to just live on the perimeter. They want movement to get those open threes. Down by 7 right now, playing some D.
Well, now with the size advantage, they're going inside with the guard post up, trying to get to the line, trying to create opportunities and trying to create something for, again, the offensive rebounds as Williams knocks down the putback dunk.
Carlos Williams loudly gets in the scoring column. Putback dunk off the Weston miss. Here's Daniel Egbunawe out to Sells. Extra pass. Layton got it. That's the kind of movement from in to out to lead to a 3 for the Golden Eagles.
The impact of Stephen Curry on the game of basketball when somebody from Tennessee Tech makes a three-point shot and looks at the bench immediately after he leaves his hand.
Knute Wood, long 2. Short on that one. Rebounded by Jalen Johnson. Inside, and it's slammed home by Ola Ajujiboye.
Great pass right there through the knife of the defense.
The reserve big, the 6'8" junior Ajujiboye, and now an offensive foul against the Tigers.
Those early open opportunities, both teams, you'll see a lot of that the rest of the night.
See Amir Langley checking out for the Tigers, his first minutes in a game in more than a month, returning from an injury. Jalen Johnson looking for the back cut, and it just wouldn't fall that time for Ajujiboye.
He avoided the contact right there instead of creating the contact and wasn't able to get himself to the free throw line.
Ogundele going underneath to the other side. He's got 4.
Ogundelli with the too small. Meme again running down the floor. Anytime he has the size advantage, expect him to exploit it.
Here's Johnson. Out to the corner to Grant Slatton, and the Tennessee native buries a three.
From inside it to out. College basketball at its finest right there.
Slatton, a guy they did not have last year, had an offseason surgery going into last season. Averages about 4 per game. Good three-point shooter. The Sparta, Tennessee native, makes it a three-point game. Ogundelli answers.
Great drive right there. Drawing multiple defenders, keeping his composure and balance. Sees the dump off. Ogundelli finishes it.
Ajiboye stuck, no dribble. Still looking. Finds Jalen Johnson, long two, pure.
Great patience, stop and pop at the free throw line. Every guard in the country has to have a mid-range pull-up.
John Pelfrey has so much trust in Jalen Johnson. He played all 40 minutes for them against Little Rock on Saturday. Justus Jackson out to Nkrumah, and that one's good.
It's raining threes in the Gidry Center today.
And one at the other end, and that's Kyle Layton.
This is starting to feel like
schedule. Everybody plays everybody twice. Conference game number 10 for the Tigers, number 9 for the Golden Eagles out of 20 total. Kyle Layton at the stripe, making the and one. And now we'll see Ray Glasgow come in. 6'3" junior. Layton checks out. Layton and Jalen Johnson have really become a tandem for them in the backcourt as they continue to navigate life without Makai Cameron, who's been out since mid-December with a knee injury. Here's a shot by Antoine Lorick III, rebounded by Josh Ogundelli. And when there's a matchup to exploit for Ogundelli, it usually works out well for the Tigers. The minutes vary for Ogundelli depending on personnel on the other side. So far tonight, this has been his night.
Yeah, he's taking advantage of every opportunity that comes his way, and he's finishing at a high level, so expect him to get more and more playing time as this is a favorable matchup for him.
Jawan Nichols, another of the oft-injured Golden Eagles, missed the first 10 games of the year with a knee injury, gets his first basket tonight, and Ogundelli right back at it, already into double figures with 10.
Talking bad to the team going back down the other way. You got to love the confidence.
Here's Glasgow on the take. Cut off by Deuce Harper. Now Nichols to Jalen Johnson. Step back. Too long on the three. Slatton the rebound. Drew some contact, no call. Another chance for the Golden Eagles, and they missed 3 times on that possession. Now Nkrumah inside to Ogundelli all alone. Boy, that was a defensive lapse right there by Tech.
Ogundelli is working in
Eastern Illinois. But when the Tigers can play with a lead and play with the kind of rhythm they've got right now against personnel that the Golden Eagles have, they're going to Ogundelli as much as they possibly can. And now Tennessee Tech down by 7 as Grant Slatton draws a foul in the backcourt.
Well, the thing is, it makes everything easier when your big is playing at a high level efficiently on the inside. It fuels your defense, it fuels your offense, and it just makes everything easier.
Ajiboye lets Glasgow pass through. Now Slatton from the free throw line. Glasgow the rebound. Fresh 20.
Tennessee Tech doing a good job of making the ball change sides of the floor, seeing the entire floor, playing together, multiple actions.
Nice pass by Sells inside to Ajiboye, who draws a foul with under 3 on the shot clock. And that'll be against Carlos Williams.
The longer the possession, the more mistakes the defense has the opportunity to make. So as you see, Tennessee Tech is making sure the ball changes sides of the floor. They're continuously probing. Nobody's stopping. You got continuous movement, and there's just more opportunities for the defense to make mistakes.
Ajiboye a 50% free throw shooter. He's come off the bench in the last 5 games for the Golden Eagles. As you see Jalen Johnson go to the bench. Remember, he played all 40 minutes the other night. He does not rest very often. I would imagine it's a short breather for Johnson. Slatton the offensive rebound. Another chance here for Tennessee Tech. Can they cash it in?
A little bit of a low pass right there. Didn't allow the offensive player to pick it up.
Antoine Lord for third on the steal, gives it right back to Tennessee Tech. Again, they get an offensive rebound, and again, a third opportunity. This time they cash it in with Glasgow.
Tigers are accustomed to owning the backboard, so they're going to have to do a better job of putting a body on body when the shot goes up to get these offensive rebounds calmed down for Tennessee Tech.
Both teams with a couple of turnovers here in the early going. Weston inside to Langley. Lets the traffic pass through. Now Weston's trying to step through, still got caught underneath. Putback is no good. Langley falling down. A lot of contact inside, and there's the whistle at the end on the year. Tigers have talked a lot about their free throw shooting this year because they have missed in some key moments late in games.
Sometimes as a coach, you don't know what to focus on until guys get out there and show you, what they're capable of and what the season is going to look like, and then you kind of adjust from there. Free throws being a big part of the game, obviously, and everybody's like, they're free. Why you can't make them? Well, there's a lot that goes into making free throws in a gym full of thousands of people versus in the gym by yourself.
And it's a high-scoring Tigers team that averages about 16, almost 17 made free throws per game. They get to the line a lot. There's Brandon Weston with 2 more, and it's opened up now to a 9-point lead. Agbunaway has the answer.
Nice walk-up three right there. That's created by the pace, getting the ball up the floor quickly. Everybody tends to suck down to where the rim is, and all of a sudden you find yourself wide open for a trail three.
Agbunaway is a guy that is very versatile for the Golden Eagles. He can play inside, he can play outside. He makes it a 6-point game here, nearing 8 minutes. Langley up against Jawan Nichols, poked away by Kyle Layton. Here comes Tennessee Tech. Slatton gets the finish.
Great job of using his body and creating contact and keeping the ball extended away from the defense. So
Aaron Nkrumah, Travis Harper the second, Brandon Weston, and Antoine Lorick the third. Harper trying to go to Lorick, and it got coughed up. Here come the Golden Eagles.
And so that's one of the things you see when you got bigs on the floor that are really good. You want to get them the ball. Oftentimes they tend to follow the ball, which takes away driving angles. And so if there's not an opportunity for the big to get the ball immediately, then guys just end up standing around watching, and it usually increases turnovers.
Nkrumah off the mark, tapped out, and grabbed by Jalen Johnson, who did have just a quick break on that bench for the Golden Eagles. Layton will trigger and hit.
He sees, he scores. Hand down, man down.
9 for Layton. He had a season high 17 on Saturday against Little Rock. He had 5 threes. Don Pelfrey says he's a constant for us at both ends of the floor. Kyle Layton. Harper missing that one. Layton the rebound. Layton eyes up inside to Glasgow. But he saw Ogundelli there and he pulls it out.
Tennessee Tech is able to have basically 2 point guards on the floor, and Layton and Johnson. Then you put him with another shooter who go get it on his own in Glasgow. You got a powerhouse offense right there as they now take the lead.
Now this is a Golden Eagles team that has high expectations this year after an injury-plagued and illness-riddled season a year ago. On the road up by 2 right now. Knute Wood misses that J. Inside, it's Weston to tie it up.
Weston is a guard, but he's playing big today as he's on the inside of this defense, making things happen at the rim.
Glasgow Picked up by Weston. Here's Nichols against Ogundelli.
Ogundelli played great defense right there as he forced the offensive player to attack going left, even though he didn't really want to.
Williams into Weston. Nice pass and the finish.
Great cut right there by Weston. Had the presence to understand where he was on the floor and finished the left-hand layup.
John Pelfrey told us, he said the Golden Eagles in general take good care of the basketball, but they've been killed at times by live ball turnovers. That's exactly what they had on the last possession. Now they cough it up. Weston to the other end, out to Canute Wood, and he stepped on the sideline. But he said it's just so hard for us to. You see Ogundelli checking out, and David Craig is back in for Tennessee Tech. So do the Golden Eagles go into the 7-2 Craig? Yes, they do. Going right at J.C. Brooks, and he scores. And Brooks is a guy who doesn't get a ton of minutes for the Tigers. But again, Amir Langley back tonight, but limited. No Ronald Jessamy, and with Ogundelli getting a breather, Brooks at 6'10" gets the assignment there of David Craig.
Well, David Craig does a great job of using not only his size as the advantage, but his weight and strength. And then on the other side of the floor, they're using their speed and quickness to get the ball up to the rim before he can defend it.
Carlos Williams, the bucket for the Tigers. They're back up by 2. Back and forth here in the first half. 4.5 minutes to go. 36-34 Tigers. Here's Layton. Craig over everybody for the rebound. Now Brooks trying to poke it away from him.
David Craig calling for it, trying to go one-on-one on the inside.
And he traveled. But John Pelfrey thought there might be some matchup opportunities for him tonight. Josh Ogundelli still in reserve right now for Tennessee State. But we've seen a lot of the 7-footers here in the first half. 2-point game. Tigers lead and the ball. Justus Jackson, the runner, looking for Williams, and he finds him. Loud finish, Carlos Williams.
Mama, there goes that man. Flying high above the rim for the alley-oop dunk.
And a response for Ola Ajiboye.
Anything you can do, I can do better.
Both teams living above the rim here. Back to a 2-point game.
He's definitely giving All-Star game vibes.
Tigers #1 in the conference in scoring. Golden Eagles #4. Both teams have looked very free and easy in this first half. Here's a whistle in back far enough to collect that ball and throw it down. That was some reach by Carlos Williams.
He's an athletic kid. I mean, if you can get up there flying high above the rim, then anywhere the ball gets anywhere near it, you're ready to slam it down.
Foul had been on Weston for the Tigers, but no good on the front end of the 1-and-1 for Glasgow. Now Jackson around and out, and a foul inside against the Tigers against J.C. Brooks for going over the back.
Well, that happens because of the effort. You know, basketball is a game of rhythm, right? You got to play within the flow and the rhythm of the game. And he got stuck in that last possession where he didn't really know what to do, when to come for the ball screen, and the guard had to tell him to come for the ball screen. So now everything's a step slower, and it caused him to be late for the offensive rebound attempt there.
Brian Penny-Collins looking on. Golden Eagles trying to tie it up here. Kyle Layton at the first one. He is a 79% free throw shooter. Nails them both. Golden Eagles overall a very good team at the stripe at 70%. And we're tied at 38.
People don't talk about it much, but Brian Penny-Collins comes to every single game with a fresh cut. I need this guy's barber.
Here's Brooks taking it to the hoop. Tried to get it up, wouldn't go down. Now a 5-on-4 for the Golden Eagles. Ajiboye gets inside and scores, and Tennessee Tech is back in front.
Great use of the speed right there. And
Jalen Johnson picks the pocket and scores.
Great hang time for the finish right there by Jalen Johnson.
Tigers turn it over about 16 times per game. Golden Eagles there ready to cash in. They're up by 4 now. Weston with a tough shot. Got caught a little bit. And it's rebounded by Tennessee Tech.
Weston gets away with that because he's the leading scorer on this team. But that was not the shot that I'm sure Penny Collins wants.
Ajiboye's in trouble. He finds Layton. Shot clock down to 6. Layton in trouble. And he traveled.
He just got stuck on the size advantage. He wasn't big enough to go for the pump fake and lean in and then go up. So he ends up getting a turnover there. But look at the quick hands and IQ of Mr. Johnson. And then finishing the 1-on-2 fast break.
So Tennessee State ball now inside of 90 seconds. They're down by 4. Canute Wood coming off the curl. Ogundelli now to Jackson. And they turn it over. Jackson, though, gets it right back and draws a foul.
Both teams playing hard, trying to create multiple opportunities for their team. You get a turnover and then another turnover all in the same possession.
It's on Jalen Johnson. 2 free throws here for Justus Jackson, who's one of Tennessee State's better free throw shooters at 77%. This is the first one.
Just a little typical commentator.
You put that one on me?
Forcing the missed free throw.
Right after. Well, hey, man, you know, might as well at this point, Shane. Just put them all on my broad shoulders at this point. Here's Ajiboye scoring at the other end.
Ajiboye loves it. Saying, keep talking over there.
Canute Wood passed up a shot. Goes out to Nkrumah. Jackson trying to go into Ogundelli. He's got Agbunaway on him. I'm sorry, he's got Ajiboye on him, and there's a foul inside on Ola Ajiboye.
Well, Ajiboye just needed to pick a side. He was trying to play both sides, trying to deter the pass inside to Ogundelli, but you want to pick a side. Either overplay on the top or overplay on the bottom. Trying to go side to side usually ends up in a foul call.
Ogundelli at the line now for the front end of a 1-and-1, and he got it. Now, I did not mention his free throw percentage, and he made it.
There you go.
46% is the number. I'm all about just putting the facts out there. What people do with them is up to them. I give you the free throw percentage. And Ogundelli, of course, makes them both after the 77%er Jackson had missed them both.
Ladies and gentlemen, you can't hide good defense. Jeff Hill locking up in here.
30 seconds to go in the half. Golden Eagles by 4. Kick to the corner. Agbunaway airballed it. Shot clock is off.
The way Ogundelli ran the floor just now, if he could run the floor like that consistently, this team is really, really hard to guard.
5 seconds. Wood right back to Weston, but out of bounds. They had it, and Wood's pass just a little bit off target for Brandon Weston.
Well, his angle on that dribble didn't allow him to get the ball back across his body. If he took that one dribble coming out towards us as opposed to trying to turn the corner at all, he'd have had that pass.
2.6. Slatton going baseball pass into the hands of Ajiboye. Off to Layton, who gets fouled. And with .2 on the clock, Layton is going to get 3 free throws.
Just like the coach drew it up. You get the football quarterback pass. You get a guard who's coming up for the handoff. 1, 2, and up.
Aaron Nkrumah on the foul, his second. Layton, 79%, very adept at the stripe. Hits the first one. I'm just going to do it every time now.
There
Shane,
you go.
just for you.
There you go.
I love it. 5-point game now. Teaching moment going on for Penny Collins with Aaron Nkrumah as Layton hits the second one. And he got all three. 14 for Layton in the first half. And that will take us to the break.
That will do it, ladies and gentlemen.
And as is the case for a lot of conferences across the country, road wins are not easy to get in the OVC. Eagles ball, starters on the floor.
The Tigers came out patting the floor, ready to play some defense.
Here's Matthew Sells. He did not score in the first half. Terrific perimeter shooter. Daniel Egbunaway got left open, couldn't get it down. David Craig inside, the 7'2" center, hustling back to the other end on Josh Ogundelli, and here come the Tigers.
The Tigers knew they had to start this half out with a stop, and they did exactly that.
Ogundelli tried to go under, and David Craig making life tough inside. Eagles almost coughed it up. Brandon Weston on pursuit, but it will be Tennessee Tech ball.
Well, you can't coach 7 foot.
No.
When he's in there and he's just putting his hands up, he's going to deter a lot of shots, and he's also going to deflect a lot of shots on the inside.
Craig got the start tonight. Golden Eagles without Makai Cameron, one of their guards, without Rodney Johnson Jr., who they thought might have a chance to play tonight, but dealing with a shoulder injury, so down 2 starters. And they've had to go through stretches like that a lot these last couple of years. Here's Nkrumah, and he finds the stroke to start the second half.
The defender went under the screen. He recognized it immediately and pulled the 3 ball in his face.
And on the Tigers side, Ogundelli getting the start again tonight. We've not seen Ronald Jessamy. He was going to be a game time decision. Amir Langley did get some minutes in that first half, his first game since mid-December. So both teams navigating some injuries and some comebacks. Travis Harper, the second, buries a 3 from the corner. They call him Deuce, and Deuce hits the tray.
In his face. Hand down, man down.
And just like that, a 1-point game. Jalen Johnson short on the response, and Weston will just let it go out of bounds.
Comes off the screen here and immediately recognized that his defender went way below the screen, left him with a ton of space to knock down the 3-point shot. And then you see Harper with the size advantage in the corner. He just lulled his man to sleep, waited for him to put his hand down, and as the saying goes, hand down, man down.
Tigers looking for their first lead in a while, and they've got it from Weston.
Nice patience right there on the spin move. He didn't go up immediately. He got his feet up under him, went up with great balance, and was able to knock down the shot off the glass.
A dozen for Weston, coming off back-to-back 20-point games.
Continue cutting and moving by Tennessee Tech.
Ajboye lost it and passes it out of bounds, trying to hit Sells.
Oh, I think he was trying to hit me. I got ready over here, like I was getting ready to knock it down.
Yeah, if you got that ball, you were shooting it.
For sure.
Shane Foster's going to do Shane Foster things with it.
You better believe it. I never saw a shot I didn't like.
I was just going to say, what's the Wayne Gretzky line? You miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
Absolutely.
Here's Harper with another one.
Back-to-back 3 balls for Deuce Harper.
And the Tigers with a 10-0 run, a 9-0 run rather, to start this second half. Johnson can't respond.
When you go in there amongst the trees, you got to have something in your bag to knock it down.
Something with the officials. He's checking again with the table. It's 2 fouls on Harper. Ajiboye, nice back cut pass to Johnson, but Williams was ready inside.
Great block right there by Williams.
And then Ogundele got fronted inside by Ajiboye. Harper the steal. Harper the score.
Great patience right there by Harper. Made the defense choose, and he knocks it down the shot off the glass as the Ginter.
Getting a clarification on one of the fouls. It's against Aaron Nkrumah, not Deuce Harper. But again, the defense fueling the offense for the Tigers. How are they getting this done right now?
Well, it's about getting stops. It's about getting your hands on loose balls. It's about showing early on ball screens. It's about helping each other and recovering. You see some block shots happening at the rim, and it's about doing it without fouling, as you see the Tigers doing on both sides.
Got Williams there making life tough on. Down by 6. It's been all Tigers in the first few minutes of this second half. It's Golden Eagles ball. Matthew Sells looking to get it in. And here's Jalen Johnson going right back to Sells. And he still is scoreless tonight. 54% three-point shooter in OVC play. Number 1 in the conference. But he can't get the lid off there, and it's still a 6-point game.
Well, there's an emphasis on making sure you're there on the catch. And the Tigers are doing a good job of always being there on the catch. And so those are contested shots as opposed to open shots.
Ajiboye with the block out of bounds. It'll stay here with the Tigers. Weston trying to find an opening there. 12 to shoot. Harper the hot hand, and that one cooled him off a bit.
He knows he missed an opportunity right there, as that was just as open as the previous shots that he's made.
And good hands there by Harper. Poked that one out of bounds off the Johnson pass. Benny Collins has talked about Deuce Harper with us at times this year, Shane. He says he can be a difference maker for us. His shot making, he can play above the rim. His personality bleeds into his teammates' energy levels.
He's a great kid. He does a lot for this team and certainly does a lot for himself, as he's a knockdown shot maker from not only the three-point line but inside the three-point line as well. And as you see right here, Layton has done a good job of knocking down shots today as well, as he makes his free throw right there after the and one.
He's got 17 points now, and it's a 3-point game. The foul was on Justus Jackson. Here he goes on offense. Kick out Williams. And Ogundele that time got boxed out by Ajiboye.
It's a rare three-point attempt by Williams right there. He's usually trying to play closer to the rim so he can dunk on people, as he did early in the first half.
Johnson cutting back. Now Sells lost his footing. Lost the ball into the hands of Harper. Travis Harper the second. Missed the dunk.
It's always amazing. You see guys get excited when they see the opportunity, and sometimes that excitement makes them miss.
Golden Eagles can't cash it in, though. Layton had a good look out of the corner. Still a 3-point ball game. Ogundele going to work. Missed it. Got it back. Scores. And Ogundele's got 16. And Ajiboye might be shaken up. He might have. So Golden Eagles ball in a 5-point game. Ray Glasgow on the take. Out to Slatton. Slatton trying to find a lane. Does. And one.
Looks like Weston got caught with his hands in the cookie jar right there, and gives up an easy and one. If you're going to foul, you got to take away the shot attempt. You can't just foul and give up and ones.
So Slatton will go to the line. 77% free throw shooter. And he misses the and one. So it's rebounded by Ogundele.
Nice side ball screen right there. Great patience. Nice little hook shot for the bucket on the inside.
Williams over Grant Slatton. Just kind of patiently let that unfold.
Sometimes when you slow down, you're able to make something happen a little easier than going full speed. The easiest people in basketball to guard are the people who only play at one pace.
Juwan Nichols was about to pass it, tried not to, and carried it. And that'll give it back to the Tigers in a 5-point game.
Layton faked out his own teammate right there. The rule of thumb is if you're going to cut, cut. If you're going to go for the handoff, go for the handoff. But do not do both.
Here's Jackson trying to find Williams again on the alley-oop. Williams gets the bucket nonetheless, and he's got 10.
Williams showing that great athleticism, able to play above the rim and get contact and make things happen for the Tigers.
Now Layton trying to shake Wood. Nice pass to Nichols, and he'll get free throws.
But Nichols at the line, you know he's not going to shoot a bunch of jumpers, so you can be late on the closeout, but you don't want to be so late that you put yourself in a bad position to have to foul.
Juwan Nichols has only attempted 14 free throws on the year. These are his first tonight. And he gets the first one. And that foul was on Brandon Weston, his second for the Tigers. Josh Ogundelli's going to check out, as will Weston. And the Tigers have Amir Langley coming back in, along with Aaron Nkrumah. And again, Langley playing tonight for the first time in more than a month. Transfer from USC Upstate gets the board. A guy that was averaging 7 points and 7 boards early in the year and a regular starter before he went down with a rib injury. So getting him back in any form tonight is a win for Tennessee State. Here he is trying to go into Williams. Good D there by Nichols.
Well, that was just a misread in terms of how high he needed to throw that ball to get the ball up over the defense. He hasn't played in a while, and so that's what he kind of chalked that up to.
And then Wood gives it back at the other end. A steal by Glasgow. Up ahead to Johnson, leaving for Nichols, who scores.
Nice lead, keeping the ball away from the defense, finishing off the glass.
Golden Eagles are in front on fast break points, 18-2 in this game. They're down by 4 overall.
The Tigers have just made bad decisions on most of their fast breaks, but they've dominated in the half court, which has them winning this game right now.
Well, there's Amir Langley's first basket since December the 10th. On the take, Glasgow trying to adjust in midair, tips it back in.
The follow-up to his own shot. As the youth league coaches always say, follow your shot, son.
4-point game again. Jackson all the way in. Nobody picked him up.
He turned the corner. Nobody was there. He just laid it up.
5 now for Jackson. Glasgow, contact. Langley was up against him. Now Langley with Glasgow catching up to him. Holds on to it, kicks it out.
Going with the angled ball screen there.
Out of the corner, Nkrumah missed the 3. Jackson had gone between the legs on that pass. Tigers don't score it though. Now Layton gets contact from Nkrumah, and Aaron Nkrumah has just picked up. Harper had 9 points, all of it beyond the arc in their game on Tuesday, that overtime win against Tennessee Martin. And he's hit a couple of big threes tonight. Golden Eagles ball, down by half a dozen. Layton into Nichols for the dunk.
Leighton created that whole thing right there, being patient off the ball screen, but being intentional with every single dribble. Got himself to a position where he drew 2 defenders and delivered the pass right as he was supposed to.
And then Williams with the touch at the other end. A dozen now for Carlos Williams.
Williams is having a solid game. He's played above the rim. He's done the dirty work inside, especially when their big is on the bench.
Yeah, we've not seen much of David Craig since the early part of the second half. And they're slatting inside. And again, both teams starting to heat up again offensively as they have most of the night.
Well, Tennessee Tech is going to continue to move without the ball and play smart together, which is going to give them great opportunities. All they have to do is capitalize as Glasgow grabs onto Weston coming off the screen.
Golden Eagles shooting 47%. Tigers at 53% for the game. It's a nice pass from Leighton to Nichols.
Great pocket pass right there. You know, that's something that you train, you work on, and not everybody's great at it, but he showed that he can make that pass and deliver it. And Weston knocks down the 3-point basket off the timeout.
15 for Weston, going for a third straight 20-point game. Langley runs the floor, makes it tough for Nichols at the other end, and it's Tigers ball up by 7. Jackson the jump pass. Harper off the mark. A run out now for Jalen Johnson. They pull it back out. Eyes stay up. Picked up by Harper.
As good of a shot maker as Harper is, I don't know if that was the shot down there that Penny Collins wants.
And now we got a jump. Golden Eagles have Glasgow, Leighton, Johnson, Nichols, and Ajiboye. Travis Harper the second. The hesitation, it didn't go down at the end though.
He's such a good player. To be able to make that move is so hard to do, but he just didn't finish it. He got to the shot that he wanted, the shot that they drew up for him. He just couldn't finish it.
Golden Eagles ball with 22 on the timer. They're down by 7. Here's Johnson trying to get free on the baseline. Out to Leighton. Dangerous pass. Got through. Out of the baseline, and it didn't fall for Nichols. Partially blocked, it looked like. Leighton misses the free. Another chance for Tennessee Tech. Ajiboye doing work inside, but then Johnson stepped on the sideline.
Ladies and gentlemen, I want to show you
behind this Golden Eagles team at 4-4 in OVC play. Justus Jackson running point. Tigers ball out of the stoppage. Weston, Ogundele, Harper, and Lorick on the floor. Jackson to the corner for Lorick the third, and he missed it. It's out of bounds and staying at this end.
somebody
partially blocked. And they are, well, they've got the shot clock at 20.
I think they were saying that it grazed the rim. It grazed the rim.
So
from our angle, it's just hard to see.
And then the Tigers cash it in with a three from Jackson. Ten-point lead now for Tennessee State. That was the 8th three of the night for Tennessee State. And now a take by Glasgow. And with 9 seconds on the shot clock, it'll be Golden Eagles ball. Daniel Ekunwe coming back in for Juwan Nichols.
The Eagles have to make sure they keep a sizable body on the Tigers inside.
This ball, Ogundele picks it up. Up to Jackson. Feed for Harper to throw it down.
They call him Deuce. Making up for the first missed dunk. Comes back and gets the alley-oop on
Ajiboye, Glasgow, and Sells are on the floor. So Jalen Johnson not in there at the moment. Layton's their only guy trying to get open here, and they're going to have to burn a timeout again. Not qualify. If you're one of the top two, you get that double bye to the semifinals. The 3 and 4 get the single bye to the quarterfinals. So the standings matter a ton in the pecking order headed toward March. Layton double teamed in the corner, and now out to Glasgow. Weston all over him. Glasgow trying to shake him. Double team. Layton will pop and hit. They needed that.
They needed it desperately, and Layton delivers.
He's got 20. Coming off a season high 17 against Little Rock on Saturday. Now a season high 20. And then Glasgow doing work at the other end, trying to knock it away from Weston. They've only gotten 6 points tonight from Jalen Johnson. Again, they're without 2 starters in Makai Cameron and Rodney Johnson Jr. So here's Layton trying to do all he can.
And he's filled it up most of the night. He's played with great confidence and is certainly capable of having a big night.
Weston, contact. Was it in the act of shooting? He got fouled, tried to sell it as a 3-point attempt. He's smiling. He knows it didn't get ruled that way.
Well, there's a difference between the NBA and college. In the NBA, he'd be shooting 3 free throws. But in college, we're taking it out on the side.
And that's 4 now on Ray Glasgow. Travis Harper the second. Back to Weston. 10 to shoot. Long 2. Rebounded by Layton. Golden Eagles are in this game. They're down by 9. Big possession here. Glasgow. And rebounded by Ogundelli. And then off to Harper.
Harper showing some basketball IQ and stopping and making sure they get a good shot on this possession instead of just any shot.
Ogundelli off the feed from Jackson. Lost it, got it back, and then a foul inside. And that'll be against Tennessee Tech. And it's on Matthew Sells. His first. Carlos Williams comes back in. Josh Ogundelli. Nope, it's going to be Antoine Lorick the third going to the Tigers bench. Only the 13th foul on Tennessee Tech. Harper from the corner. That's been his spot.
Knocking it down for another 3-point basket. They call him Deuce.
Well, they've hit several threes tonight off inbounds plays as Glasgow draws a foul. That corner three's been there a lot on the inbounds.
And it will be with the way that they're running that play. And you see Ogundelli is lifted. So when he sets that screen, there's nobody below him to play help defense unless the guy guarding the ball comes off. So Deuce has an open shot when he catches that in the corner.
His third 3 of the night. Glasgow in and out on the first one. Now Aaron Nkrumah with 4 fouls coming back in. So is Antoine Lorick the third. Ogundelli and Weston will check out. One more for Glasgow. 80% free throw shooter. Got that one. 7 for Glasgow. And Layton trying to make it tough on Jackson here in the backcourt. 11-point lead for Tennessee State. 12 has been their largest. And we're south of 5 minutes to go. Jackson inside to Lorick for the dunk.
Lorick used great patience right there, and he uses athleticism to get up over the rim.
Egbunaway comes to set a screen for Layton. Now going to work on Nkrumah and scores over him. Again, Nkrumah's got 4 fouls. And that's the 5th point of the game for Daniel Egbunaway.
Another angled ball screen with spacing. Trying to get the ball inside, playing the 3 out, 2 in offense. But trust me when I tell you, Tennessee Tech doesn't want to leave Deuce.
At the line, down by 11. And he misses the front end of the bonus. And then Lorick hits the floor inside with a lot of contact. And that's going to be a foul against Ray Glasgow. And he is just fouled out.
That's going to be a big loss to the Eagles as they try to come back and regain some momentum here down the stretch.
Glasgow done for the night after 6 points, 5 boards, and 4 assists. And speaking of assists, this guy, Justus Jackson, has 10 assists for Tennessee State.
He's done a good job, and whether it's been on the fast break here in the second half or it's in the ball screen situation, he's made the right play, and his teammates have made plays and made shots.
And this is send Antoine Lorick to third of the line after the pass by Nkrumah. So free throws for Lorick to third. 3:28 to go. Yeah, 10 assists for Justus Jackson. Now Jalen Johnson has not had a great scoring night on the Golden Eagles side. He does have 6 boards and 7 assists. So both teams have shared it really well. We talked about how smooth the offenses have been in this game, shooting it really well. So the assist numbers you would figure would back it up, and they do tonight the way this game has gone.
Yeah, it's been some really good point guard play and certainly some efficiency when it comes to the offensive side of the basket.
And Boonaway trying to save it. Last touch by the Tigers. Brandon Weston will come in for Tennessee State. And who's coming out? Aaron Nkrumah will come out. .13 to shoot. Matthew Sells inside. Put back is good for Ajiboye, and he's got a dozen. They'll bring some pressure. Johnson got it loose from Jackson for a moment, and then a foul on Jalen Johnson.
Now the thing that Tennessee State has to consider as they go down the stretch here with 2 minutes and 54 seconds is to not lose their aggression. Because if they back off of being aggressive, then they open themselves up to getting turnovers. And all of these turnovers that happen on this side of the floor lead to easy baskets for the Eagles.
And we got some contact away from the ball. Boonaway and Weston were all tied up.
Definitely a foul. Didn't have to sell that too much.
16 for Brandon Weston now with that free throw. And we talked a lot about turnovers. Tennessee State with only 11 of them tonight. They average 16 turnovers per game. They force a lot of them on defense, but they also at times commit a lot of them on offense. They protected the ball pretty well tonight. Taking advantage of a 4-game homestand. They're close to having gone 3-1 on this 4-game stretch, with the one loss being the double overtime game against SIUE. As Jalen Johnson gets his first points of the second half. He's got 8 in the game. 10-point difference, and then a foul against Matthew Sells. And so they'll head to the other end for free throws again.
Jackson's going to go to the line for free throws, but this play right here, it was a hard one to make. He used his momentum, kept the ball away from the defense, and was able to throw something soft off the glass, give it a chance to go in.
And that basket by Johnson, of course, was a 2 as Jackson misses the front end of the bonus. Jalen Johnson has got the ball right now, has not hit a 3 tonight. He's got a streak going of consecutive games with at least 1 3-pointer. He's one of 2 players in the conference who's had one in every game this year. And there's the first points for Sells. Gets the lid off from Matthew Sells.
He did a good job again. Getting to the basket, initiating contact, or keeping the ball away from the defense. Tennessee Tigers need to do a better job of not getting complacent here at the end of the game. They had an 11-point lead. They want to be able to stretch this out, or at least keep that margin as the game dwindles down.
And Sells, 83% at the stripe, converts the and one. Canute Wood is going to check back in for Tennessee State. Antoine Lorig III comes out. John Pelfrey directing traffic for his team in a pressure defense here. Layton trying to deny Justus Jackson, so Weston will bring it up and now go to Jackson.
Still got to take care of the ball because they will be making sure to pressure the ball and double team. And whenever they do that, it opens up opportunities for open threes and dunks from these athletic bigs.
14 now for Williams. 9-point lead for the Tigers. Johnson, and there's the three. He still has had at least 1 3 in every game this year. Zion Fruster at Eastern Illinois is the only other player in the conference who can claim that.
Good patience right there by the Tigers.
It's a 2-possession game right now.
They're thinking they want to get the last shot here and try to draw out the clock. But it's more important that you score.
Weston one-on-one with Layton. Tough shot, blocked out of bounds by Ajiboye. And you got 1.2 left. See Williams dunked, and then the first 3 of the night for Johnson. 1.2 on the timer. Jackson trying to get it in. To Williams, tough shot, around and out, but the rebound ends up in the hands of Jackson. Sells could not control it, and now a foul in the backcourt on Sells. Boy, the Golden Eagles got the stop they were looking for and just could not get the rebound.
They did. They absolutely did. And, you know, it boils down to 50-50 balls. Who wants it more? Who's going to go after it more? And the Eagles are short, you know, with their roster. They don't have a big that's in there that can command a lot of presence and deter other people from coming inside the paint. So the Eagles have to do a better job of taking care of the ball once they get it.
First free throw attempt of the night for Aaron Nkrumah, and he gets it down. And that makes it a 3-possession game. One more for Nkrumah, and he is now the 5th Tiger of the night in double figures.
Doing it as a team unit. Brian Penny-Collins got to be happy with the effort his team put out today.
They've got 10 players on this team averaging 6+ points per game. Sells a long 3 off the back of the rim and almost fell in. And then Ajiboye came flying in trying to get the rebound. Relaying to the officials what he saw with Ajiboye, and Ajiboye is at the line and he misses the front end of the bonus. Canute Wood, we're saying, has been charged with a foul, and now we got another whistle that'll stop things.
And now it's just about making free throws and keeping this margin as far as you need it to be. And even if you're exchanging 2s for 3s, you got to make your free throws to make sure you get your 2.
And Weston is top 10 in the conference in free throws made. 115 of them on the year entering tonight. And he's 3 for 4 in this game. And he calmly knocks it down. He's up to 18 points now. He's got team high honors. Game high honors belong to Kyle Layton with 20 points. Ajiboye coming out for the Golden Eagles, who are down by 9. One more for Weston with 54.5 to go. Got it. 19 for Weston.
Solid game for Weston today. Should be proud of his output.
10-point game. Johnson trying to get free. Fires a 3. It's no good. Weston's got the rebound. Layton fouls him. And again, they'll walk to the other end. Nichols is 6'8", but you get the point. I mean, that he's had to be the 5. That's not typical if they're at full strength.
Absolutely. And that size matters.
And there's the 20th point of the night for Brandon Weston. So that is 3 consecutive games now for Weston with 20+. 2 games ago against Eastern Illinois. Here the other night against Tennessee Martin, and now tonight against Tennessee Tech, and give him 21. Layton airballed it.
Well, you want to take shots, and you want to take shots quickly, but you don't want to take bad shots quickly.
Got a 7-second difference, but the Tigers can run this one all the way down. Jackson's got it right now. Tennessee State up by 12.
And they're just going to let the clock run out.
And with 6.5, it'll be Golden Eagles ball.
Closing this game out for the Tennessee State Tigers fans, who showed up in a big way. Had a great crowd in here. Students are back in school. The band is here. The fraternities are back.